Part 36. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 351. Ha! You are all very good at pretending to be B, Chu Wei smiled lightly. Hu Di's eyes turned cold. What a arrogant young man. He is probably used to being praised in the school. He has forgotten that there is heaven and earth in this world. And you are just a salted fish. Ha ha, Chu Wei shook his head and said, okay, stop talking so much. I'll give you a chance to take action. You can perform. Ha ha ha. Hu, have never seen you so crazy in my life, the boy named Chu Wei. Later I will break your limbs first, and then twist off your head and kick it like a ball. So don't regret it until you get to the underworld. Hu Di shouted, stepped on his feet, and with a touch, spider web-like cracks immediately appeared on the ground. Hu Di's whole body was like a tiger heading towards Chu Wei. It has been many years since Hu Di entered the 9th level of awakened person. The spiritual energy in his body is more abundant and stronger than that of ordinary people with 9th level of awakened person. Hu Di punched out. The firepower lit up on his fist. Before the fist arrived, the flames on his fist seemed to swallow Chu Wei in one bite. The people in black and the driver around them had their eyes wide open. Is a punch from a person at the 9th level of the awakened person so terrifying? However, it was such a terrifying punch. The moment Chu Wei stretched out his hand, he easily grabbed it. Chu Wei's palms were covered with a layer of red dragon scales, and even his pupils turned into red vertical pupils. Are you at the 5th level of the awakened one? Hu Di was shocked when he was blocked by Chu Wei. That's right, I just rose to 2 realms a few days ago. Hu Di's eyes were startled. Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. How can a person rise to 2 realms in a few days? You are lying. Hu Di's eyes were full of shock, and he even felt a little scared when he looked at Chu Wei's dragon scales. At this moment, this Chu Wei made him feel a little strange, which he couldn't see through. I need to lie to you for being such a piece of trash. Chu Wei raised his leg and kicked Hu Di's body backwards with a bang, hitting the commercial vehicle. What, this Chu Wei is at the 5th level of the awakened person. Isn't it said that Chu Yk is an awakened person at level 3? That's right, how is this possible? How is it possible for someone to rise to 2 minor realms in a few days? This is simply something I have never heard of. Zhou Yun and other black people wearing sunglasses had shock in their eyes. This kind of thing they had never heard of made them wonder if Chu Wei was a human mutant beast. What a fuss! A calm voice shouted, and the shock of everyone present was instantly brought back. It's Hu Tian, one of Xiaolo's double killers. I only heard Hu Tian say in a cold voice, you are really a bunch of fools. Do you still believe a kid who said that he rose from the spiritual realm to the awakened realm in one day? Upgrade 2 small realms in one day? Can you make up such an exaggerated thing? Hu Tian looked at Chu Wei and said disdainfully, you are just trying to be mysterious and want to scare us, but you are too naive. I guess you are originally at the 5th level of the awakened person. In the past, you just hid some strength against the enemy. Think of the 2 killers in our small building. If you don't live in the shadow of swords and swords any day, your little tricks can't escape my eyes. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 352. Although Chu Wei just kicked Hu Di away, a big reason for this was that Hu Di was shocked when he heard that Chu Wei had been promoted to 2 levels in a row. Only then did Chu Wei seize the opportunity and kick him away. Hu Tian is not afraid of Chu Wei. Haha, Chu Wei suddenly felt like he was being laughed out of anger. This Xiaolo double killer is also amazing. Let me personally expose your lies. Hu Tian's figure moved, and he brought up a bolt of lightning to attack Chu Wei directly, very quickly. It's over, I still want to get stronger, I don't have any extra time to waste on you guys, Chu Wei snorted coldly. With a suction of his left hand, Hu Tian's figure with lightning was directly sucked by Chu Wei. In Hu Tian's extremely shocked eyes, Chu Wei's right fist lit up with 4 superpowers. With one punch, the strong wind shook, and Hu Tian's body was knocked away by Chu Wei with one punch. When he crashed into a boulder next to the highway, Hu Tian had already vomited blood and died. "Brother, I will avenge you." Hu Di, with red eyes, roared and kicked Chu Wei. Court death. Chu Wei pulled his fist back, and the biceps of his arm bulged as high as a balloon, and then punched out. With a cry of touch, Chu Wei directly broke Hu Di's leg. Moreover, the huge force in the fist directly shattered the internal organs of the opponent's body. Poof, Hu Di, who fell to the ground, spurted blood, and died. 2 cruel killers died so easily in Chu Wei's hands. Chu Wei took a gentle breath. After the battle just now, he could feel that after entering the 5th level of the Awakener this time, his strength had once again increased 8-fold. If he really encountered this Xylo double killer when he was in the 3rd level of the Awakened One, Chu Wei would probably need to use some means. But now, Chu Wei can kill at will. Feeling the growing strength in his body, Chu Wei secretly looked forward to rising to 2 more minor realms. I should be able to fight head-on with people in the Great Awakened Realm. A breeze blew, and a few leaves fell on the mountain road with the 2 bodies. The scene was quiet, and the few people in black and sunglasses were almost dumbfounded. "It's your turn," Chu Wei turned to look at Zhou Yun and others. "Kill." Zhou Yun's eyes turned red, and several men in black clothes and sunglasses resisted on the verge of death. The spirit rifles in their hands fired wildly at Chu Wei. "Help!" The driver was also within the shooting range. He was so frightened that he crawled behind Chu Wei and hugged Chu Wei's thigh tightly. At the same time, he closed his eyes, not daring to look at the bullet in front of him. Chu Wei summoned flames at will, forming a wall of fire that burned all the bullets to ashes. The lightning in his right hand lit up, and streaks of red lightning fell from the sky and hit Zhou Yun and others. Ah! Puff! Boom! Several men in black and sunglasses and Zhou Yun fell to the ground and died one after another. When the sound of fighting completely ended, the driver who was holding Chu Wei's thigh slowly opened his eyes. When he saw the corpses lying opposite, his mouth opened in surprise. Ding! 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 A cell phone ringtone suddenly rang. Chu Wei glanced and saw that the cell phone on Zhou Yun's body rang across from him. Chu Wei moved his steps and walked over. Zhou Yun took out his cell phone and connected it, and a voice came over, "Hey, how's the matter going? Is that little bastard named Chu Wei dead?" The voice on the phone was Lu Tong's. "You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 353. Chu Wei smiled disdainfully. "Hey, Zhou Yun, this city lord has spoken to you. Are you deaf? Dare you not reply to my words? Do you want to lose your skin when you come back?" "City Lord Lu, I'm afraid Zhou Yun you said will never be able to go back." Who are you?" Lu Tong was shocked on the other end of the phone. "I am Chu Wei." "It's you. Did Zhou Yun fail? Xylo lost his hands. Did he also fail? Impossible, you can't be so powerful. You are only at the 3rd level of the Awakened One." Chu Wei smiled disdainfully, "I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with you. Today I, Chu Wei, will tell you that if you want to fight, I, Chu Wei, have never been afraid of anyone. If you come one, I will kill one. Come two, I'll kill a pair." After saying that, Chu Wei threw away the phone. "Hello. Hello." There was still Lu Tong's voice on the phone. Chu Wei took a look and kicked it down, and the entire phone immediately turned into powder. Ding. The host is becoming more and more domineering, and the reward spiritual energy value is 5 billion. The current spiritual energy value is 15.5 billion/128 billion. The current awakened person is at level 5. After this little episode, the taxi driver was not willing to give Chu Wei anything else. Chu Wei had no choice but to take out a giant spirit pill and throw it to him as travel expenses. Only now did Chu Wei realize that he had no cash on him. The driver originally only needed a few $1,000 for travel expenses, but he suddenly got this 3 million giant elixir. At that moment, he got into his taxi, stepped on the accelerator, and ran away as fast as he could, as if he was afraid that Chu Wei would take the elixir back. Chu Wei came to the black business car left by Zhou Yun, opened the door, and Chu Wei got in. This was the first time for Chu Wei to drive a car of this era in person. Cars of this era still had steering wheels. This is quite strange for Chu Wei. After all, the Earth in 2019 and 500 years ago is about to develop intelligent driving. But the interior of cars in this era seems to be the same as it was in 500 years ago. Of course, this is just the surface. The biggest change in this era is Reiki. This car is actually driven by Reiki energy. Driven by Reiki, the car does not need tires, because the Reiki energy has a certain degree of buoyancy, and the entire car almost floats on the road. And you can float across the river without a bridge. The only drawback is that you can't float too high. Otherwise, there would be no need for roads at all. After starting the car, a burst of gas erupted from the two vortices at the back. Chu Wei's business car went straight forward, heading towards Bianshan City. The commercial vehicle traveled for half a day, and at dusk, Chu Wei came to a valley full of fragrance of flowers. The navigation shows that after passing through this valley, you can reach a town called Shippy Town in more than 10 minutes. Chu Wei planned to spend the night there. Ouch! A loud, wolf-like sound suddenly came from the other side of the valley. What followed was the sound of slight vibrations and the sound of fighting and collision. Is there someone fighting? Chu Wei stepped on the brake and stopped. The sound just sounded must be a mutant beast. Chu Wei frowned slightly. Of course mutant beasts will kill each other because they don't like each other, but there is another reason. They might be beaten to death because of some kind of treasure. Chu Wei had personally seen this kind of thing in the Valley of the Mutated Forest where he got the giant sword bite. At that time, 4 monsters in the realm of superpowers were competing for the liquid that could transform the body of a half-dragon, but Chu Wei got in the way. As a result, one of the 4 mutant beasts Chu Wei fought died and 3 escaped. Haha, Chu Wei smiled lightly. At that time, people in the realm of superpowers were considered powerful in his eyes. However, only 2 months had passed, and he, Chu Wei, no longer paid attention to people in the awakened realm. Hearing the beasts roar at this moment, Chu Wei couldn't help but sigh, and at the same time he thought of Mo Kongxiu. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 354. Because he gave Mo Kongxiu the half-dragon liquid, Mo Kongxiu made rapid progress. At that time, Mo Kongxiu's spiritual cultivation speed could be said to be rapid. It is actually only a little slower than myself with the system. It's no wonder that Ma Renfen of Chengtian sect brought Mo Kongxiu back to Chengtian Zhou and recommended him to the bishop as his disciple. Superpower Realm, Awakening Realm, Great Awakening, Second Awakening, Ultimate Awakening, King Realm. Mo Kongxiu, don't worry, I, Chu Wei, will definitely do what I said. In 1 year and 10 months, I, Chu Wei, will become the king, and we will see you in Chengtian continent, Chu Wei secretly said to himself. Suddenly Chu Wei looked at the sky. There was a setting sun in the distance of the sky, which was the sun. Chu Wei suddenly thought of the galaxy with 3 suns he had seen on the alien spacecraft. Maybe the king's realm is not very strong in the eyes of aliens. Chu Wei somehow thought of this problem. Chu Wei had seen the alien's barrel laser weapon. Although Chu Wei didn't know how powerful this weapon was. But Chu Wei felt that it was very, very strong. If the realm of kings is not strong in the eyes of aliens, then I will become the strongest person in the universe. Chu Wei opened the car door, came to the roof of the car, and said loudly, I want to become the strongest person in the universe, travel the universe, and let the universe spread my legend. Roar. At this time, there were roars of beasts coming from the other side of the valley, and the sounds seemed to be getting louder and louder. There were more and more sounds of fighting. Are there really mutant beasts fighting for the treasure? Chu Wei became more doubtful. Go and take a look before we talk. Chu Wei headed towards the valley. The flowers in the valley were also very strange. Each one looked like a small moon. Chu Wei climbed over the valley and saw a stone forest that looked like mesas stuck in the ground. At this moment, there were at least dozens of mutated beasts in this stone forest. They are tigers, snakes, oxen, eagles, and they come in all shapes. There are also 2 extremely large wild boar mutants with many human heads on their bodies. Upon closer inspection, it turns out that these mutant wild boars are a type of zombie. It is a combination of mutant beasts and zombies. This kind of wild boar has human heads all over its body. It looks a bit scary. These mutated beasts were huddled together in the forest. Chu Wei looked carefully and saw that there seemed to be a colorful flower that changed color growing on a stone pillar in the forest. The colorful flower shines in 7 colors under the sunset, looking amazing, and all the mutant beasts are fighting for it. It's a colorful mutant flower. I have seen this kind of flower in some books and on the internet. The colorful flower is a very strange flower because it does not bloom on the ground. It blooms on stones. When in full bloom, it can change colors according to the surrounding environment. It is very magical. Colorful mutant flowers have the potential to activate the physique of the human body or mutant beasts, so they are often robbed or trigger murders as soon as they appear. Of course, the colorful flower is only a 3rd-level medicinal material, because its chance of activating the constitution is very small. However, someone once commented that if the colorful flower can 100% activate the human body's constitution, then it can be rated as a 7th-level medicinal material, the king among medicinal materials. It seems I'm not bad luck. Chu Wei chuckled. With this colorful mutated flower, adding this into the violent elixir might stimulate a different effect on the half-dragon body. Boom! Boom! The dozens of mutated beasts fought even more fiercely. Among them, the 2 huge mutant wild boars with human heads and bodies were the most powerful. 2 gray superpowers lit up on their heads. All mutant beasts hit by them turned into gray carrion. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 355. The 2 mutant wild boars aggressively fought off the surrounding mutant beasts, trying to eat the colorful mutant flower in one mouthful. However, at this moment, Chu Wei's figure floated past like a shadow, and he easily took the colorful mutant flower into his hands. Where did the human being come from to snatch your grandpa pig's things halfway? The mutant boar roared. Looking at you makes me sick. Chu Wei waved his hand, and a golden flame instantly surrounded the wild boar. The mutant beast, which had just reached the awakened state, was burned clean in the blink of an eye. If you dare to kill my lover, I will turn you into rotten flesh. However, as soon as the gray power above its head lit up, a bolt of red lightning fell from the sky, killing it directly. Seeing how powerful Chu Wei was, the remaining mutated beasts were so frightened that they all ran away. One of the kangaroo mutants even crashed into a huge boulder in the stone forest because it was too crowded when escaping. At that moment, the boulder was broken into 2 pieces by it, and it fell down dizzy. Chu Wei put the colorful mutated flowers into the storage space and prepared to go back and continue on his way. As for the mutated wild boar carcass on the ground, Chu Wei had no intention of extracting its genes. This mutated beast that had just reached the realm of the awakened had only a few 100,000 spiritual energy at most. It was so disgusting that Chu Wei was too lazy to do anything. Not far away. Hey, take me to Bianshan City. It turned out to be a man crawling out of the grass awning on the edge of the stone forest where the mutated beasts had gathered just now. He is about 20 years old, and he is very well dressed, so he must be a wealthy man. There was a hint of arrogance in his words. Although he was begging Chu Wei, it sounded as if Chu Wei was begging him again. Chu Wei frowned slightly and glanced at the man. This man was not strong, otherwise he would not have hid in the straw tent just now to save his life. Why should I help you? Chu Wei shouted back angrily, who are you? There was obviously a trace of anger on the man's face, but he suppressed it and said, I can give you money. Chu Wei, I have more money. The man was stunned for a moment, then said, then I can give you a treasure, you can have whatever you want. So awesome, Chu Wei said with a smile, I want 4th level weapons and equipment, can you give them to me? This, you are obviously making things difficult for me. 4th level weapons, even the lord of a city may not have such a thing, how could he have it? Then don't pretend to be B, Chu Wei said disdainfully. Of course, Chu Wei knew that the opponent could not have 4th level equipment. The opponent seemed not even to the realm of the awakened, so how could he have 4th level equipment? It's just that this man likes to gossip, pretend, and get whatever you want. The man's face was ugly when he was scolded. He wanted to have a fit, but he held it back because he had to rely on Chu Wei. There were too many mutant beasts in this barren mountain and he would die if he was not careful. He had seen Chu Wei's strength just now, at least in the awakened realm, such a person could protect him. After looking at the man's ugly face, Chu Wei smiled disdainfully and turned to leave. Whether he lives or dies in this wilderness is none of my business. Seeing that Chu Wei was about to leave, the man became anxious and said quickly, I can give you the same flower on the stone just now. Chu Wei stopped for a moment and thought in his mind, if 2 colorful mutant flowers are added to the violent pill, the effect of activating different physiques may be increased. Chu Wei turned around and said directly, if you can't bring out the colorful mutant flowers when we get to Bianshan City, I will let you know the consequences of lying to me. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 356. Don't worry, my family has these flowers, the man said, my family is rich. Chu Wei looked at it and said without saying much, follow me. This man is well dressed. Maybe there are colorful mutant flowers at home. Besides, I am also going to Bianshan City. If you take him with you, even if you take him with you, it will be a profitable business no matter how you look at it. The man followed Chu Wei, his eyes looking at Chu Wei unhappily from time to time, and thinking to himself, if this young master hadn't been plotted against me, what could I beg you for? I have colorful mutant flowers at home, but when you get to Bianshan City and onto my land, master, it will be up to you whether you can take them away with your life. The two came to Chu Wei's black business car together. When he saw this car just now, the man's eyes were clearly filled with disdain. He thought that he was the Jingshao from Bianshan City, and his family was in mining. He would never go out without the Aura sports car. This kind of black business garbage is too garbage. Sit on it, it's so out of class. Chu Wei saw the disdain in the other party's eyes from the corner of his eyes, and Chu Wei also had disdain in his eyes. This man is not a good guy at first glance. I hope that when he gets to Bianshan City, he will honestly give himself colorful mutant flowers. Otherwise, you wouldn't mind pressing his pride to the ground and rubbing it hard. The black business car started, Chu Wei passed through the flower valley, and first came to Shippo town to spend the night. Shippo Town is a small town. There are no particularly luxurious hotels in it, only inferior ones. Chu Wei was fine, after all. Chu Wei had lived through poor days, but the man, Jing Xiao, Huang Jing, looked at the hotel in front of him where there were no waiters. He said disdainfully, what kind of garbage place is this? Is this a place where people live? All my dogs live better than this. I said, can you change the hotel? I have no money now. I will pay you back dozens of times when I get to Bianshan City. I can't get used to this hotel. Chu Wei didn't explain, and simply said, if you want to live there, live there. If you don't want to live there, they'll sleep on the street. Chu Wei walked directly into the hotel. Huang Jing gritted his teeth angrily. Chu Wei had been quarreling with him along the way. You're a poor guy who doesn't even have an or a sports car. When you get to Bianshan City, let's see how I deal with you, young master. Huang Jing secretly decided to make Chu Wei look good. His family spent a lot of money to hire a big man with level 8 awakener to be his bodyguard. When the time came, he would be beaten to the point where he would kneel down and beg for mercy. The next day, when dusk came again in the afternoon, Chu Wei finally arrived at Bianshan City in a black business car. The city wall of Bianshan City is very high, several hundred meters high. From a distance, it looks like a steel castle. Chu Wei checked on the internet and found that Bianshan City's defense fortifications can be ranked among the top 10 among all the cities in the Federation. Even ordinary aura missiles cannot blow up this high steel wall. Of course, the main reason why such a medium-sized city can have such a developed defense is because the people in Bianshan City are rich. The reason for the wealth is that Bianshan City has many gold mines, silver mines, etc. So there is a saying that has been circulating in Bianshan City, are you dating? I have a mine at home. Entering Bianshan City, the streets can be said to be full of cars and cars. All kinds of smart sports cars and beautiful beauties dressed in fashionable clothes are everywhere. Poor boy, go to the Huang family villa. Huang Jing, who was sitting in the back seat of the business car, said with his legs crossed. Since entering Bianshan City, Huang Jing's attitude has become a little arrogant. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 357. Don't I know you're going to make a noise, Chu Wei directly retorted. You, Huang Jing gritted his teeth again and said to himself, you poor boy, I'll just bear with you for a while. When you get to the Huang family villa, I'll definitely break all your teeth. Let's see if you can still be so sharp. Although Chu Wei was driving in front, he could feel Huang Jing's emotions clearly. It seems that this pretentious guy wants to play with me today, Chu Wei snorted coldly, it depends on how you play. Chu Wei went towards the Huang family villa. Maybe there were too many cars on the road, so Chu Wei didn't drive very fast. Moreover, the distance between the vehicle in front and the vehicle behind was less than 1 meter, so with Chu Wei's keen perception, he could almost hear the conversation in the vehicle behind. I only heard a person in the car behind me say, hey, do you know? Something big happened in our Bianshan City these days. What big thing? Old Wu. Old Wu's voice, do you know that there is a big canyon on the mountain west of Bianshan City? Of course I know this. Could it be that some gold mine has been dug out in it? The voice talking to Old Wu was a little excited. Old Wu said, of course not. If it is a gold mine, what's so strange about it? Our Bianshan City lacks everything except money and mines. I tell you, I heard that an alien spaceship was dug out in the big canyon in the west. Old Wu's voice was shocked. What? Alien spaceship? Impossible. Old Wu's voice, what's impossible about this? Besides, this matter is kept secret. Not many people in Bianshan City know about it. If it weren't for my friend who is the brother-in-law of the city lord, I wouldn't know about this. Besides, I heard that this time a big shot came from above to investigate this spaceship. The voice talking to old Wu, oh? What big shot? I heard it's the young prince of Tianlin Palace, Mo Jingxian. Shocking, right? The voice talking to old Wu was shocked, it's him. I heard that Mo Jingxian is talented and young, but his strength is almost unfathomable. Who said it's not? I heard from my friend that even the city lord Baitu is not Mo Jingxuan's opponent. The voice talking to old Wu was extremely shocked and said, really? This is too powerful. This Mo Jingxian is probably the invincible existence among the younger generation. Invincible? Haha, Chu Wei in the business car sneered. I'm afraid he didn't meet me. Then Chu Wei's business car continued to drive forward, while Chu Wei was still secretly eavesdropping on the conversation in the car behind. From the conversation, Chu Wei was able to confirm one thing, that is, the alien spaceship he was looking for in Bianshan City had been discovered. And now it was surrounded by thousands of guards in Bianshan City. Not only that, but the Lord of Bianshan City, Baitu, was in charge there personally. From this, it can be seen how much people wanted the resources and treasures in the spaceship. Of course, the most surprising thing was the news from Mo Jingxian. I didn't expect that Mo Jingxian also came here, and also for the spaceship. Although it was not good news for Chu Wei that the spaceship was discovered, there was one thing that was good. Chu Wei heard from these two people that the most important room in the spaceship had not been opened, and there might be incredible treasures inside. And the lord of the city, Baitu, was trying to open the door day and night. However, it was said that the door was difficult to open, and it was estimated that it would take 2 days. Chu Wei narrowed his eyes when he heard this. It seems that I have to hurry up. If there is really a treasure in that room, I will go for it no matter what, no matter if you are Baitu or Mo Jingxian. With a decision in mind, Chu Wei quickly drove to the Huang family villa. After getting the 7-colored mutant flower, Chu Wei decided to go to the Grand Canyon west of Bianshan City to see what was going on. About 10 minutes later, Chu Wei came to a villa with a small river and a garden in front of the door. There was a high wall in front of the villa, and a golden door with the 2 big words Huang family written on it. There were also bodyguards in black clothes at the door. This is the Huang family villa. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 358. The business car stopped at the door of the villa. Huang Jing opened the car door and got out with a bump. What the what a rubbish car, I'm not happy with the bumpy ride. Huang Jing kicked the black business car. It's young Master Jing who's back, it's young Master Jing who's back, the 2 bodyguards at the door shouted excitedly. What's the name? Your wife gave birth to a baby? It's so noisy. Faced with Huang Jing's scolding, the 2 bodyguards did not dare to say a word and lowered their heads, not daring to look at Huang Jing. Huang Jing, on the other hand, looked at Chu Wei with pride and whistled in his mouth, which was more or less provocative. Seeing this scene, Chu Wei frowned slightly and said unhappily, you are already here, now take out the colorful mutant flowers for me. Huang Jing's lips raised a hint of amusement, if you want a mutated flower, come in with me and get it. After speaking, Huang Jing walked into the villa. Chu Wei moved his steps and followed. After passing through a garden, Huang Jing turned to Chu Wei and said, okay, wait here for a while, don't go away, you will be in for a surprise when I come out. After saying that, Huang Jing walked into the villa building. Chu Wei was waiting on the spot. Chu Wei looked at the entire villa. There were swimming pools, fitness, and other equipment in the villa. It seemed that the Huang family were rich people who knew how to enjoy themselves. And throughout the villa, there is a bodyguard in black at regular intervals, about a dozen of them, usually in the realm of superpowers. Some of the bodyguards were holding mutated dogs in their hands. These dogs were about the size of a tiger, had horns on their heads, and had 3 eyes on their foreheads. It looked at Chu Wei with his teeth bared, looking very ferocious. Chu Wei smiled disdainfully. Huang Jing just walked into the lobby of the villa building. Jing are you back safely? Let mom take a look. Accompanied by an anxious voice, a woman in her 40s came down from the 2nd floor of the villa. Came to the hall in a hurry. This woman was dressed in jewelry and she was obviously a noble lady, but she had a pimpled face, like a toad. Ouch. My Jing you have lost weight after not seeing me for 3 days. Do you know? Mom has been so anxious these days. You are my treasure, the woman Lu Yun said while touching Huang Jing's face. Mom, let me tell you, it's thanks to your son's wit this time, otherwise I wouldn't be able to come back in the hands of the kidnappers. Really? Tell Mom, my precious son is the most powerful. Huang Jing said with a proud look on his face, I was kidnapped by a group of people a few days ago. They wanted to blackmail my dad, but I was smart. I escaped from their grasp while they were not paying attention. The situation was really dangerous. They chased me all the way, but I fled all the way outside the town and hid in a straw tent. What's more, your son is even smarter. He found a fool to send me back. I gave him colorful mutant flowers when I said it, and this fool actually believed it. Mom, do you think it's funny or not? Lu Yun laughed, what a fool, but my son is smart and knows how to take advantage of others. By the way, Mom, is Uncle Tai here? I want Uncle Tai to arrest this fool. I want to knock out all his teeth and let him know the consequences of disrespecting me, young Master Zheng. There was a fierce look in Huang Jing's eyes. The Uncle Tai he was talking about was naturally the master of the 8th level of awakening that his family hired with a lot of money. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 359. Your Uncle Tai was looking for you all night last night, and he just came back today. Let's let Xiaolin go with you. Xiaolin is at the level of Awakener 5, and that fool is probably no match for him. Besides, this is our Huang family, are you afraid that a fool can turn the world upside down? Huang Jing nodded, that's right, I think that fool is only at the level of Awakener, and Xiaolin is enough to deal with him. Mom, let's go out and see what happens to that fool. I want to let him know what a surprise is. Huang Jing and Lu Yun walked out of the hall together, and there was a middle-aged man wearing sunglasses next to them. This man was Xiaolin, who was at the level of Awakener 5. When they came to the outside of the villa building, they saw Chu Wei waiting there. Huang Jing pointed at Chu Wei and said, Mom, it's this fool. Chu Wei frowned, and his face instantly turned cold. Looking at the posture of the other 3 people, it seemed impossible not to take action. Is it him? Xiaolin, go ahead and do what my son said, knock out all his teeth. Lu Yun, who was in the middle of the 3 people, spoke fiercely. Xiaolin took a step forward, pointed at Chu Wei and said, you dare to offend a young master, you asked for it. He, Chu Wei smiled and looked at Huang Jing. He originally thought that Huang Jing might refuse to give him the 7-color mutant flower. But Chu Wei never expected that after he saved the other party not only did not give him the promised reward, but now it seems that he will break his teeth. People are really like vicious dogs. Even if it is a dog, if you save him, he will wag his tail at you, but this Huang Jing is obviously not even as good as a dog. Laugh your sister, Xiaolin, what are you waiting for? Go up and knock him down for me, I will knock his teeth myself, I will see how he can laugh later. Along the way, Huang Jing thought he had been enduring Chu Wei for a long time. Chu Wei's eyes turned cold, I will knock out your teeth right away. Just like you said. Xiaolin smiled faintly and said, "Haha, you are quite arrogant, let's see if you have the ability." Two superpowers lit up on Xiaolin's fists, and he used a strong martial arts to attack Chu Wei. He did not underestimate Chu Wei. After all, Huang Jing had said before that Chu Wei was a person in the awakening realm. Xiaolin's personality was relatively stable, and he used his own martial arts as soon as he attacked, meaning that he wanted to subdue Chu Wei in one move, so that he could show his face in front of the young master. Maybe the young master would be happy and take him to find some sexy beauties to play with. Thousands of fists and palms. When Xiaolin's fist was about to attack Chu Wei, it instantly turned into thousands of fists, as if his fists were everywhere. And there were countless palms in his fists, as if to completely drown the enemy. Flower fists and embroidered legs, Chu Wei punched. A flame power randomly lit up on the fist, and with one punch, the thousands of fists and countless palms disappeared instantly. And Xiaolin's chest seemed to be hit by a 10,000 Jin hammer, and his whole body flew backwards with blood gushing out. "Your servant is vulnerable, I will knock out your teeth now, and I remember I told you that if you lie to me, I will let you know the consequences." Chu Wei walked towards Huang Jing step by step. Huang Jing panicked for a moment. He really didn't expect that Xiaolin, who was at the level of Awakener 5, was defeated in one move, and the most important thing was that there was no powerful person around him now. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 360. Protect the young master, Lu Yun shouted loudly from the side. The surrounding bodyguards in black rushed over immediately. "Release the dogs." The bodyguards in black released the mutated three-eyed dog they were holding. Each of these three-eyed dogs has level 3 powers, and they are extremely ferocious. They eat 10 kilograms of flesh and blood every time. Rich people cannot afford to keep them. A bunch of local dogs dare to come out and show their embarrassment. Chu Wei moved his fingers together, and golden spiritual energy bullets were directed at the three-eyed dogs that were coming towards him from all directions. The golden bullets penetrated the bodies of these three-eyed dogs without any hindrance, and instantly there were more than a dozen bloody dog corpses on the scene. But Chu Wei's footsteps were still heading towards Huang Jing step by step. Huang Jing was frightened when he saw Chu Wei's unhurried steps, and his body continued to retreat step by step. "Come on, all of you, come on. What do we, the Huang family, do to support you? Do we want you to eat from here every day?" Lu Yun spoke loudly to the dozen or so black-clad bodyguards standing around. However, there were more than 10 bodyguards. You looked at me, I looked at you, and then looked at the corpses of the three-eyed dogs on the ground. Looking at Chu Wei again, this young man is like a god of death, there is no way they can deal with him. I don't care about that much at the moment, but I just don't step forward. Lu Yun stomped her feet angrily, a bunch of losers. At the same time, Lu Yun slapped Chu Wei away, "Get out of the Huang family." Lu Yun has almost no strength, and may not even reach the level of a superpower. How can such a person deter Chu Wei? "Get out of here," Chu Wei shouted angrily, and slapped Lu Yun with his backhand, causing blood to spurt out from Lu Yun. She probably lost a lot of her teeth. When he landed, he fell directly to the ground and fainted. Huang Jing glanced at Lu Yun and showed no intention of going over to help his mother up. Instead, when he saw Chu Wei, he turned around and ran away. While running, he said to himself in horror, "By the way, go find Uncle Tai, go find Uncle Tai. With Uncle Tai here, we can definitely catch this fool. I want to knock out all his teeth, no. Not only knock out the teeth, I also want to break his hands and feet, so that he can only be a cripple for the rest of his life." Huang Jing ran a few more steps. When he saw a man in his 40s appearing on the other side of the villa, Huang Jing felt as if he had seen a savior. He laughed wildly and ran to the man's side. "Uncle Tai, you are here, great, you are finally here. Finally you are here. Uncle Tai came over just now after hearing the fighting here. He lives in a room next to the villa. When he arrived here, he saw Huang Jingru running in front of him and hiding behind his back. Uncle Tai looked forward and saw Xiao Linzi, who was at the 5th level of the Awakener, lying on the ground, and there were more than a dozen three-eyed dog corpses on the ground. The hostess Lu Yun was lying on the ground like a fat toad, her face covered in blood, but her chest was still heaving, so she was obviously not dead yet. Then Uncle Tai looked at a strange young man walking towards here in a hurry. It was this young man who was chasing Huang Jing just now. Did you do all of this? Uncle Tai asked coldly, pointing to the corpses of the three-eyed dogs on the ground. It seemed that as long as Chu Wei admitted it, Chu Wei would be deposed. Ha ha. You can't even see this. Are you blind? Chu Wei said coldly. Uncle Tai is this idiot who did it? Hurry, catch him, we will kill him, Huang Jing screamed. This time with Uncle Tai, a level 8 awakener, he finally felt like he had found a backer.